The call is growing louder for a new ritual in the Australian schoolyard, mandatory sunscreen breaks. On the surface, it is a story of communal protection. But beneath this push for policy lies a mystery that has been brewing for 100 years. The more we have hidden from the sky, the more melanoma has thrived in the shadows. In 1930, the average Australian spent the better part of their life working under the open sky. Yet the lifetime risk of developing melanoma was approximately 1 in 5,000. It was a medical rarity. Today we live in climate-controlled boxes, hiding from the light, yet we are witnessing a 2,000% explosion in diagnoses. If the sun is the primary driver, why did the farmers of the Great Depression have the least to fear? The occupational data is even more damning. Those who work outdoors have a significantly lower risk of melanoma than those who work indoors. If UV radiation were a simple poison, the lifeguard should be more at risk than the accountant. But the opposite is true. The great irony of the sunscreen era is that early formulations focused almost exclusively on blocking UVB, the rays that cause the warning signal of a burn. By silencing this natural alarm, we inadvertently encourage children to stay in the sun for hours longer than their biological threshold would permit. We have replaced a biological hard stop with a chemical false sense of security. We treat sunscreen as if it were an inert suit of armour, but the biological reality is far more invasive. Landmark FDA studies confirm that common chemical filters enter the bloodstream after just a single application. Chemicals like oxybenzone, homosalate, and octocrylene cross into the blood at concentrations far exceeding safety thresholds. They linger in fatty tissues for weeks and have even been detected in breast milk. We are not just wearing these chemicals, we are absorbing known endocrine disruptors into our biology. When you walk into a chemist, you are greeted by a wall of brightly coloured bottles promising maximum protection. But the real story is written in the fine print. Many of the most popular brands, the ones provided in bulk to schools and sports clubs, rely entirely on these questionable chemical cocktails because they are cheap to manufacture and leave no white residue. The Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration recently caught up to this reality, quietly admitting that these specific chemical filters have a lower margin of safety than preferred for daily schoolyard use. Yet, if you check the labels on popular everyday formulations from major brands and supermarket house labels, you will frequently find homosalate or oxybenzone listed right at the top. If we must use barriers, the solution is not to drown our biology in synthetic laboratory chemicals. We must return to mineral blockers like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Unlike their chemical counterparts, these minerals sit on top of the skin. They act as a literal mirror to reflect UV radiation away from the body, without the bloodstream absorption profile that defines the chemical era. We are being asked to trade the ancient, predictable heat of the sun for the silent, systemic uncertainty of the laboratory. We are teaching a generation to fear the sky while trusting a bottle of endocrine disruptors. You cannot protect a child by drowning their biology in a shadow of our own making. If you want to understand how broken systems exploit your biology and how to protect yourself, subscribe to the Metabolic Ledger, and I'll see you in the next investigation.